Hey, hi, ravenousmonster.com. This is the American Werewolf in London saying hello.
Rob Hibbs here at the Mad Monster Party in Charlotte, North Carolina, standing next to Dave Naughton from American Werewolf in London. Dave, how's the convention been treating you so far?
It's been treating me brutally. These people, no, I'm having a great time. This is a very well-attended show. I'm really happy to be here.
How many conventions do you typically do in a year?
Gosh, that's an interesting question. Not a lot by some standards. Some guys are out there a lot. Probably maybe four a year.
Any crazy encounters with fans?
Well, no, I have to say, and one of the things that I like about this particular show is people are just very knowledgeable. Maybe it has to do with computers. People can do a little history and check on stuff and mention people that you can't, you remember yourself. But people are very polite here. I really like that.
Okay. Speaking of a little history, you actually on IMDb see if you can confirm this. It says that your professional acting debut was the New York Shakespeare Festival's production of Hamlet. How did you go from Hamlet to an American Werewolf? What was the transformation like?
Well. Yeah, I had actually studied acting in London for a couple of years at a drama school and returned to New York and decided to, theater was really my passion. So I auditioned with Sam Waterston's Hamlet at the New York Shakespeare Festival and went in for an audition and landed the part. It was really one of my first jobs. I got a chance to join Actors Equity, which is the professional theaters union. And from that, things started to happen for me. I was, as I said, in Hamlet, as you pointed out. I became a pepper, which is a whole other experience. And then I became a werewolf in 1981 after having a chance to meet with John Landis, who was the director. Met him, and he goes, "You'd be perfect for my movie. How would you like to be a werewolf?"
What was it like working with him and Rick Baker?
They were both, they'd become iconic figures. John was high energy, wonderful, kept the thing moving, very funny, really had enjoyed it. Rick was a quiet guy initially when I met him. I mean, he still is, a thinker, a sculptor, a genius. And he certainly, as he says, looking back on it, he says, "Yeah, I tortured those guys."
Now, you said you were a pepper, so I have a very, very serious question for you. I'm a pepper, she's a pepper, but are you really a pepper?
Well, then we have to ask your audience, wouldn't you like to be a pepper too?
Nice, nice. Now, what was it like working with Popeye back in that commercial in '79?
Well, it's anytime you work with animation, it's obviously going to be put in later. So you have that full, long discussions. How big is Popeye? Is he this tall? Is he this tall? Or, where is our eye line going to be? And when we dance by, are we all looking at the same place? Popeye is going to be later. He makes an appearance later in the show.
Now, you were a werewolf. I think you were the original teen werewolf. It's original Teen Wolf. Were you jealous of Michael J. Fox stealing some of your thunder?
Well, no. We were out to make a horror film, and I don't think that was necessarily their intention for Teen Wolf. So, no, I was just, I think, and it probably came after us. So I just look at it as flattery.
Okay. Now, do you think that there should be more werewolf movies?
Well, it kind of lends, the question seems to be, so long as they use makeup, I'm not a big fan of the CG stuff anymore. They did it, and I think they're sort of backing off now, realizing that there is definitely room for traditional makeup, and that's kind of where I'm a fan of.
Is there any sort of 30th anniversary editions of American Werewolf coming out, or any sort of remakes that you might have heard about?
I haven't really heard. Yes, it's been over 30 years now for our film, but yeah, it's done very well, and for all the different forms. It started as a half-inch VHS, and then a DVD, then a Blu-ray, and so it's there. I'm sure people can find it, and if they haven't seen it, I think they're overdue.
All right, last question, I promise. Having played a werewolf, just being in that mindset, After you were done with the role, did you have any odd experiences? Did you look at dogs differently? Did the moon make you a little extra anxious?
Well, you know, to this day, of course, there's certain songs that we used in the film that, you know, are still played on the radio today, you know, particularly in Bad Moon Rising or Van Morrison's Moon Dance, Blue Moon. Can't hear those songs without, of course, thinking of what it was like back in 1981.